for Friday Night Flights. Now, here's Sports Director Bruce Rader.
A scorching month of summer practice prepared hundreds of Hampton Roads High School football players, band members, and cheerleaders for what has been an exciting 10-week regular season, but that all ended tonight. Up next, the ultimate goal, the road to the state championship. It's a year of transition, new divisions, more playoff teams. Which schools continue to play and which ones turn in their gear? Let's find out. Friday Night Flights starts now. I'm Bruce Rader, and as the regular season comes to an end tonight, we will try our best to unravel what is expected to be a crowded and complicated playoff picture. And we start in Virginia Beach, where unbeaten Ocean Lakes was looking to win the now unofficial Beach District title, taking on Salem. Salem in all black, that's Jarrell Lightbody firing into the corner, and what a great catch by David Davis. Salem jumps out to a 17-0 lead, but just before the half, Ocean Lakes would come alive. First, Brandon Simmons will score with just over a minute to play. The Dolphins would get the onside kick back, and 2 plays later, Walter Churchy Harold finds Quincy Watts in the end zone, and in a matter of seconds, Salem's lead is down to 3. We move to the third quarter now. Salem will go back to the air, and you can do that when you got a quarterback like Lightbody. Going to the corner again, this time another great catch, but this time it's Colton Brown, and Salem takes a 9-point lead. But back comes Ocean Lake. Salem, after a fumble recovery, makes a huge mistake. Watts picks off Lightbody, and look at him go. Back for a touchdown, and now it's a 2-point game. So we go to the fourth quarter. Ocean Lakes is going to go to old, reliable Brandon Simmons. Again, this time he takes it over for the game winner. Oh, what a game tonight. Ocean Lakes back from a 17-point deficit to beat Salem 35-23, and Ocean Lakes wraps up the number 2 seed in the Division 6A South playoffs and will take on Woodside next week. Now, the top seed in the 6A playoffs goes to who else? Oscar Smith. Tonight, looking to capture the unofficial Southeastern District title against Hickory, and again, the Tigers in blue, dominant from the start. Here's Deshaun McLeese, the junior, sprinting all the way home, and as we have seen all season long, well, you know that Oscar Smith defense is equally as dominant. Watch Devontae Beckett. He's in the backfield, and he intercepts the Ryan Hernandez pass, and he will take it all the way back for a touchdown. And when the Tigers weren't picking off passes, well, they were hitting hard. Andrew Brown, the future Virginia Cavalier, just pummels running back Brad Mallory. And on the next play, Hernandez is sandwiched on third down. Oh my, what a great defense Oscar Smith has. Now, let's go back on offense. The Tigers kept on rolling with McLeese. This touchdown is going to make it 20-0, and we're still in the first quarter. Hickory, though, did manage a touchdown against that tough Oscar Smith defense, but Oscar Smith will win the game and earn a spot as the top seed in the 6A South. The Tigers open the playoffs against Bayside next week. Now, playoff-bound Western Branch against playoff-bound Kings Fork. Western Branch needs a touchdown, and T.J. Booth will give it to him as he takes it in 10 yards and gives them a 5-point lead. Now in the fourth quarter, Booth will keep it again. But watch, he's stopped by the Kings Fork defense. But not for long. Corey Gray's going to take the pitch out. He's going to go in for the score, and that would be the ball game. As T.J. Booth puts on a show, Western Branch wraps up the 3rd seed in the very tough 6A South playoffs, and they will play Cox from Virginia Beach next week as the playoffs begin. 41-28, the regular season final score tonight. And tonight's special guest from the Wavy News 10 Morning Show and the New News, it's right. Katie Collette. Hey, thanks for being with us, because I know you've been up all day long, well before the sun went up.
Well, you know what? It's so worth it when it's all for you, Bruce.
Oh,
so glad to be here.
You.
And football weather was in the air as Chopper 10 took to the skies today. It was an awesome day over Hampton Roads. One of our stops was in Chesapeake for the big game between Kings Fork and Western Branch. Be sure to check out the view from Chopper 10 over Western Branch. It was a very special night for many reasons at the school. Not only was it Military Appreciation Night at the game, but it was also a night to honor members of the track team for their accomplishments at the national championships this year.
How much does it mean to you to break the national record for this, and then you get a ring tonight?
It means a lot, because I never had anything as big as this, and it's just so exciting.
Now, it was a great crowd tonight, and of course, so much fun. Now, big matchup in Norfolk as the defending state champions from Lake Taylor, winners of 21 Eastern District games in a row, hosted Norcom from Portsmouth.
You know, Katie, Lake Taylor playing for the unofficial Eastern District title. Both teams like to pound the ball with their running game, but the defense reigned tonight. Norcom's Josh Elliott, watch as he picks off this Titan pass and stops another Lake Taylor drive. And at this point, neither team was able to score. And it stayed that way until the fourth quarter when Norcom's Demetrius Harris stuffs Titans quarterback Shaheem Johnson. That causes a fumble and puts an end to another Lake Taylor drive. But Johnson, who replaced the injured Delman Williams in the opening game of the season, continues his great year-long relief effort in the fourth quarter. He finds Nairi Quinterly there, and his defense did the rest. Lake Taylor ends the regular season with an unbeaten district record, 14-0. That was the final.
And Booker T. Washington hosting the Churchland Truckers. Playoff-bound Churchland trying for its first 8-win season in 16 years. They're in the white and have a 14-6 lead in the second quarter. Take a look. Jameel Edwards finds a seam, and he's gone. Long touchdown run makes it 21-6. Tough sequence for the home on senior night. Lamont Mayo, the senior, breaks loose and breaks a number of tackles. He's gone for a touchdown, but they'll have to take it back because the refs flagged Booker T for an illegal block. The very next play, quarterback Brandon Gaddy hits Douglas Butts. He has some pretty fancy sidesteps, and he dives for the pylon. You can see there the final score.
As the season ends in the Eastern District, Maury, the 3 seed in the 5A South, with a big win over Granby. Maury will play Kellam next week, and Norview, the 7th seed, shuts out Wilson 39-0. They will play Green Run next week in the playoffs. Grassfield wrapped up the 4th seed in the 6A playoffs. The Grizzlies on the road against Lakeland and Suffolk. Lakeland's Deontay Daniel with a nice run up the sideline, trying to get something started. But the Grassfield defense would have other ideas as they come up and they just smother the quarterback with a big sack and a couple of yards lost on the play. Now the Lakeland cheerleaders trying to get their team moving. Grassfield with its great running game. Vincent Lowe right up the center, right into your living room. Slipping tackles for a nice run for the Grizzlies, and quarterback Brett Smith airing it out. Finds the end zone and finds Hayden Cleet, who makes a nice catch to add to the Grassfield lead. Grassfield with the ball again, a little passing catch from Smith to Lowe, who breaks a few tackles and picks up some good yardage for Grassfield, who gets the win tonight over Lakeland, 29-12, and Grassfield will play Tallwood in the first round of the playoffs. And we are just getting warmed up, because when we come back, more playoff spots are on the line as we wrap up the regular season.
And Chopper 10 lands at playoff-bound Cox High School, where the Falcons celebrated senior night.
We're the Oscar Smith cheerleaders. Don't go away. Bruce and Katie will be right back with more Friday Night Flight.
The Marching Tigers of Oscar Smith High School, under the direction of Jack Elgin. What a great job he does. The Friday Night Flights Band of the Week.
Playing appropriately enough, Eye of the Tiger.
Oh,
Check
I
out their,
get it.
You get that, Bruce? Very good. Check out their performance on Wavy.com. There's also slideshows, the top 10 plays of the week. Of course, it is all for you on Wavy.com.
Hey, it was all for the Bayside Marlins in need of a win over First Colonial to claim a berth in the Group 6A South playoffs. They took on First Colonial at the Sportsplex. First quarter, First Colonial in white. Their senior quarterback, Joey Brown, is going to let it fly, but it's picked off by Jamez Brickhouse, and the junior adds a nice return up the right sideline. Bayside always has a fast team. That gave the Marlins great field position. 3 plays later, quarterback John Flay fades back, floats one into the corner. Check out the nice grab by Chris Hunt. Bayside is moving on to the playoffs with tonight's 27-7 win over First Colonial.
And another final from the beach. Cox, which is heading to the playoffs, held off Kempsville 34-21, by the way, which at 2-8 is also playoff bound. Way to go, Kempsville.
Way to go, Kempsville. Now, Cox was one of your spots tonight as Chopper 10 made another landing.
That's right. We flew into senior night for the football team and cheerleaders. The girls with so much spirit helped me throw footballs into the crowd before I chatted with some of the seniors on the squad who called tonight bittersweet.
I've been on the team for 4 years, and it's sad to see it all end. But I'm excited I had to spend it with these girls because they mean the world to me. So.
And this was the last home game of the regular season for the Falcons. 2 more finals from the beach. Green Run shuts out Lansdowne. We mentioned earlier Green Run plays Norview next week, while Kellam beat Princess Anne 12-6. Kellam faces Maury next week in the playoffs.
And Packer Country Smithfield needed a victory over Bruton to get into the Group 4A South playoffs. Bruton already in the 2A East playoffs. Smithfield trying to bring home the bacon. You get it?
I sure do.
Collie Gary puts the 35-yard kick through the uprights, but it's the only 3 points the Smithfield would manage. Bruton got on the board courtesy of their running back, Capri Doucette. The 7-yard scamper puts the Panthers on the board. The extra point, though, wasn't good. Bruton led 6-3, but in the second quarter, Doucette again, he will go in for 5 yards. Oh, my. Bruton 26, Smithfield 10. That was the final tonight. At Armory Field, the Route 58 rivalry between Southampton and Franklin. Franklin's Luttrell Lane breaks free around the left side, turns on the Jets for a nice-looking run, setting up the Broncos with good field position, and that set up quarterback LaQuadric Pittman with the keeper, taking it up the middle for the Franklin touchdown. Southampton's band trying to get the team pumped up. Devin Fenner, he was pumped up. Look at the kickoff return, trying to turn and burn, but he coughs up the football, and you guessed it, the Broncos special teams on it for a fumble recovery, and yep, another Franklin touchdown. Terry Warren with 6 for his team as quarterback. LaQuadric Pittman and the Franklin offense rack up 59 points. The Broncos defense pitches a shutout, and Franklin prepares for the playoffs with a 59-0 win. Playoff-bound Great Bridge trying to get to in the regular season with a 500 record at Indian River, using the no-huddle offense, grinding out the ground game. Wildcats' Jacob Wilson hands off to Tyen Smith with a short touchdown run that capped off a long drive to start the game. The Braves on their first drive. Devin Hunter drops back the pass, gets a lucky tip into the hands of DeMonte Barrows, and he takes it into the end zone for 6. That ties the game. Wildcats on the move again. Jacob Wilson to Tyen Smith for the 15-yard touchdown run, and Great Bridge rolls on to win 38-13. One more final from the Southeastern District. Dansman River 34-20 winners over Deep Creek, and we'll be right back. Once again, go to our Wavy webpage, wavy.com, and go to our Friday Night Flights webpage, and you can see the Marching Tigers of Oscar Smith High School, the Friday Night Flights Band of the Week, because their entire performance and all of the bands of the weeks from this season are still on wavy.com. Lafayette clinched the top seed in the 3A South after his 42-13 win over York. War Hill slips past New Kent tonight.
Tab tops Grafton 27-21. Pocosin with the 7-point win over Jamestown.
Playoff-bound Surrey County behind Derek Bailey's 4 touchdown game. 36-6 over Sussex Central. Bishop Sullivan moves on to the private school state championship game after thumping St. Anne's Belfield 45-23, and I think they're going to win the state championship.
Duly noted, Bruce. Duly noted. Windsor falls to Parkview, and it's Middlesex over Matthews.
All right, Katie, college basketball season tipped off tonight. Do you believe that? ODU loses its first game with Jeff Jones as head coach. The Monarchs fall to Missouri State, but they took it to overtime, and Hampton University beat the College of William & Mary 77-69.
And 24th ranked UVA over James Madison by 20. 14th ranked VCU 96-58 over Illinois State. Now, VCU and UVA meet this Tuesday in Charlottesville.
Boy, that's going to be a great game. Yes. Also, the Admirals lose at Scope to the Syracuse Crunch 2-1. Same two teams will play each other tomorrow night, and also tomorrow. Don't forget Old Dominion football on the road at Idaho.
Also, William and Mary travels to Delaware to take on the nationally ranked Blue Hens.
And I'll tell you what, this is going to be a complicated playoff system this year because everything changed for high school football, but we are going to have all the action for you on Friday Night Flights. Just because the regular season is over doesn't mean Friday Night Flights is ended. We'll be back again next week at 11:15 for the longest running high school football show in the state with all your first round playoff action. Katie, thank you so much for being with us tonight. We always love having you.
Wouldn't miss it. It's a blast. It's so much fun flying into those schools and seeing the excitement on everyone's faces when we chuck those footballs into the stand.
Well,
It's
you've
so
been
great.
up all day. Go home
Yes.
and get some sleep.
Good plan.
You guys have a great weekend. Nathan Epstein has the Weekend Sports Wrap. Good night, everybody.